Hello and welcome back to the Unbound Soul Tarot. I am so happy to do this new reading for you. We are officially in the year 2026, even though this is a timeless reading. So whenever you happen to watch it, these messages have found you right now in this present time because it is the right time for you. Today's reading is going to be all about the new leaf that you are turning in your life. So we are going to be diving into a new sort of chapter, a new beginning, all of this new energy that you are ready to attract into your life. That is the main goal of this reading. That's what we are going to be diving into. So if you are interested in that, then you are in the right place and stick around. As always, we have 3 piles to choose from, but today we are doing things slightly differently. So not only do you have a card to choose from and see which image or keyword or anything like that you resonate with, we also have tarot decks that are attached to each pile. So we're going to be using different tarot decks for each reading, and hopefully that will also help you to feel an intuitive pull towards a pile and pick the one that resonates with you. Pile number 1 is represented by this card and the Accurate AF Tarot. Pile number 2 is represented by this card and the Millenial Tarot. And pile number 3 is represented by this card and the Tarot of the Woodland Wardens. If you know exactly which pile is calling out to you, then you can go into the description box down below, click on the timestamp that you need and jump straight to your messages. But if you are new to pick a pile readings, or you just need some additional guidance on how exactly you should go about choosing the right pile for you, then the first thing I would recommend is making sure that you are in touch with your physical body. You are in this present moment. And in order to do that, it would be best to get yourself away from any distractions, any noises. If there is any loud commotion around you, try and get yourself to a quiet place so that you could really listen to yourself, listen to your body, feel whatever is coming up within you. You can also close your eyes for a few seconds and take some deep breaths so that you could get in touch with what you are feeling, everything that you are experiencing in this present moment, and really listen, really be able to hear what your intuition is telling you. And when you open your eyes again and you look at the piles and you look at the different tarot decks, see what your eye is getting pulled towards. Where is your eye landing and getting stuck on? Maybe there is a feeling or sensation that crops up in your stomach. Maybe it is something that you feel. Maybe there is a heart sort of a sensation, something is pulling at your heartstrings, so to say. Maybe there is something that you hear in your head. There may be a little voice whispering to you. However your intuition speaks to you, trust that inner voice and follow it. But as I also always say, please don't forget to use your discernment as you are listening to this general reading. Okay? So having said all of that, let's jump into it. Hello and welcome to your reading, dear pile number 1. My name is Helen, and I just want to say a huge thank you for tuning in and choosing to spend your time with me. I really appreciate it, and I hope that we're going to have a lot of fun. Now, a quick disclaimer, because I am really going to need your patience. See, I haven't really filmed in quite a few weeks. I took a bit of a holiday break from this channel. And so, yeah, it has been a fair few weeks since I filmed. So if I'm a bit rusty, if I am tripping over my words and kind of getting sucked into the energies or stalling or anything like that, please be gentle with me and please bear with me. I am going to try and get back into the natural rhythm. So yeah, anyway, on to the actual reading that we're going to be doing. So pile number 1, you chose the Accurate AF Tarot, as well as this card over here, which says Horns and Integrity on it. I'm going to leave the tarot here for the time being, and I'm going to take a look into the energy of the card that you chose. And we also do have some oracle cards as well, which we're going to dive into in just a bit. I'm going to put them on the side here for the time being. So the energies that I'm picking up on from the card that you chose should give you some sort of inkling that this is your pile. You should be resonating with some of the keywords or themes that are coming through from this intuitive part. And that should be like your first clue that this is your pile. But don't you worry. If you don't completely resonate with the things that are coming through from the intuitive part, or things are a bit iffy still, then stick around for the oracle card portion as well, because that is going to give more of a detailed overview of the energies that you are dealing with right now. But let's get into the card that you chose. So as I said, the card says Integrity and Horns on it. And I have to say, even though you chose the really pretty and feminine and luxurious looking tarot deck, I'm actually feeling fierce energy coming through from this card. There is some sort of fired up energy. I feel like you are currently in a place energetically where you are kind of sick of putting on a good face or trying to save everyone's feelings and be like this politically correct, diplomatic, nice and courteous version of you. It almost feels like you just want to say how you feel, what you think, what you need, where your head is at, all of those things, and you seem to want to just say it as is or say it how it really is. And I do feel that because of it, you may be rubbing some people the wrong way, or maybe you are pissing people off, maybe you are saying things that cause some sort of a reaction in other people, and they kind of get upset with you more easily, or they take offense or something like that, or they may even feel like you have changed, or like you are not the person that they knew or something like that. But I honestly think it's much more to do with them being used to a very specific version of you, and almost like expecting you to always be that one way, if that makes sense. And so I feel like it's just a bit foreign to them, and it may be uncomfortable for them to have to deal with certain truths that I feel like you are expressing right now. Because really, I honestly feel like you are just, like the card says, integrity, right? You are just being true to you. You are just being true to what you perceive to be the reality of things. And I feel like because you are so vocal about it, you are mirroring certain things back to the people around you. And I feel like they are just really uncomfortable with it. They don't want to look at that mirror. They don't want to look at that reflection that is staring back at them. And that's mainly the reason why they are acting out. And I do feel that there is, again, that there is this acting out, or this ruffled feathers sort of energy that is coming here. Also, there may be a lot of like butting heads because of this horns keyword. I do feel that it's almost like yeah, like you're not afraid to put your foot down. You're not afraid to stand up for yourself. You're not afraid to get into an argument or get into a conflict or a confrontation with someone, because you seem to be feeling really strongly about something, and you seem to be wanting to defend whatever that something is. And again, it's like the truth is more important to you than like saving someone's feelings or maintaining harmony and keeping the peace. So I also want to say though, it's kind of the last thing that is coming up here. I do feel that you may be seeing the true colors of certain people. Like, You know how initially there was this message of people kind of getting upset with you because you are acting in a strange way or in a way that they are not used to? I also feel that the opposite could be true as well, where I feel like there may be certain people that you saw in one way, and I feel like now you are seeing them in a completely different light. It's like something about their true nature has come to light, and because of it you are realizing that you potentially completely misjudged certain people, or you just had a really skewed impression of them. That can be good or bad, but yeah, I just feel like there is this sort of authenticity coming to light, and maybe like shocking or potentially upsetting people. So yeah, that is what is coming through from the intuitive part, pile number 1. But as I already said, if you don't 100% agree or feel like these messages are talking about you and your current life circumstances, then stick around for these oracle cards as well, because now we are going to take a look at what is the most prevalent energy that you are dealing with. What is it that you are mainly thinking about, that you are mainly doing? So this should give you a more wholesome overview, and it should be a lot easier for you to recognize yourself in this. So let's see what we have. Okay, we have eloquence. We have an intuitive card. Another intuitive card. We have a lot of intuitive cards today. And another one with a dream catcher, and we have nostalgia as well. Okay, so pile number 1. I'm going to start off with these 2 cards here because they are somewhat of a confirmation about the energy that was coming through from the intuitive part. With this eloquence card, it does seem like self-expression is something that you are quite preoccupied with, and it seems to be important to you at this time to express yourself in a very honest sort of way, and in a way that is true to your unique nature. And the reason why I feel this uniqueness is because of this 4-leaf clover card, which is making me think of rarity, because usually clovers have 3 leaves, as you can also see from the background here. But the 4-leaf clover is lucky because it is rare. It's not easy to find. And I do feel this connection between you wanting to stay true to you, wanting to let other people see your uniqueness, see what makes you you, feeling this need almost to like not hold yourself back any longer, to really let your true and authentic voice like sound out and shine, because it seems like you are in this process right now of immense growth and immense evolution, I want to say. I'm looking at this intuitive card here too, and on the one hand I feel that this is describing how you are changing, how you are evolving and growing and maturing. But I also feel that it's hinting at the notion of time and the notion of how quickly we actually go through life, how quickly time flies. And I feel like there is something about you realizing that time is flying by. And honestly, there is no point in putting on a show or trying to be something that you are not, trying to please people at the expense of yourself and your own well-being and your own peace of mind. I feel like there is something about that this card is talking about. Yeah, life is just too short to play someone else's part or to force yourself to be something that you are not. And so there seems to be this juncture or this like massive turning point that you are going through right now. And I also feel that because of it, you are weeding out the negative stuff. You are weeding out the negative influences, the negative thoughts, the negative patterns, the negative people, the negative places and commitments and everything like that. This is a dream catcher, right? So it's catching bad dreams, and I do feel that it's hinting at you wanting to sieve out the negativity from your life, kind of trying to keep the sort of the good vibes only, or the true friends, the true loved ones, the true places and things, and everything that kind of rings more true to you. Now we also have this nostalgia card. On the one hand, I feel like it's talking about you wanting to kind of simplify your life. Again, it sort of ties back to getting rid of the negativity, getting rid of the fluff, the things that aren't really fulfilling you with true uplifting emotions, or that aren't giving you that sense of fulfillment. But on the other hand, I also feel like you are trying to recreate something. It's almost like you are trying to bring back this sensation that you maybe used to have when you were younger. Maybe for some of you, this is even talking about bringing back this childlike optimism, this childlike enthusiasm, this childlike wonder and awe, and trying to focus your life around the things that make you feel good. I don't know why this is coming through. It's a subtle sort of message, and it definitely is not going to resonate for everyone. It may be a very specific one, but I do feel with this nostalgia card that some of you could also be trying to re-establish a connection. Maybe you are reaching out to someone that you used to be very close with, but that maybe you have sort of drifted apart from. It may even be a family member or someone that you maybe grew up with, someone from your childhood home or childhood neighborhood, something like that. I do feel that there is a rekindling of some kind. And yeah, it's almost like you are returning back to your roots, back to what feels more natural, what feels more authentic again. So yeah, pile number one, those were the messages coming through about what it is that you are most preoccupied with right now, what is the most prevalent energy that you are dealing with. So if this part resonated for you, then definitely stick around, because now we are going to get to the main part of this reading, which is all about the new energy that you are bringing into your life. And we have a very clear structure for this reading. We are going to be using these 5 prompt cards, which are all going to represent a specific question that we are going to be answering with the tarot cards that you chose. So we are first going to take a look at what it is that you are disengaging from. So in order to turn a new leaf in your life, we have to let something go, right? Next, we are going to look at what it is that you are ready to attract. What sort of new energy are you ready to attract into your life? Because obviously, after you have disengaged from something, you now have space to attract something new. Then we are going to take a look at what it is that you are ready to innovate in your life. So with the attraction part, it's more about what it is that you are calling in. But with this innovate part of the reading, we are taking a look at what it is that you yourself are ready to launch, what it is that you're ready to do. We are then going to take a look at the potential challenge or hurdle that you could be facing as you are making these changes. And finally, we are going to take a look at how you can conquer those hurdles or challenges, what it is that you can do to overcome them. So that is the structure of today's reading, and let's get into it and take a look at the first section. So starting off with the what you are ready to disengage from. Let's see what we get. Whoa, okay. Yeah, so we have the Page of Cups that came out in reverse, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, so first off, I want to just show you, we have this Queen of Cups as the underlying energy. These cards are so bright, so I'm not sure how well you will be able to see them, but the keyword on this card, because these cards also have keywords, is authentic, and virtuous. So it actually says the word authentic. We have been talking about authenticity quite a bit now, so it's just funny. But anyway, with the underlying energy of the Queen of Cups, it's a very clear message that you are so ready to step more into alignment with your true nature, especially when it comes to your emotional sense of being, like how you feel, what you resonate with emotionally, what strikes a chord with you, what truly matters to you. It's more of those soft topics, soft questions, but they are so important because they end up defining our life, our choices, our priorities, what we choose to include in our lives, what we choose to seclude from our lives, right? A lot of how our life turns out is tied to these soft and emotion-centered questions. So with it's called Dawn of Cups in this deck, but it's the Page of Cups in traditional tarot. So with the Page of Cups coming out in reverse, it's really talking about you being ready to disengage from these shallow, meaningless, more short-lived interactions and connections in your life. And again, they don't have to be specifically tied to people, so they don't have to be relationships with other people. You can also have relationships with things and places and habits and thought patterns and all of those more abstract things. So you're ready to let all of that go. And I also feel that the Page of Cups in reverse can talk about the emotionally ill-suited things as well, or things that simply don't fill your cup, emotionally speaking, especially where your needs are not being met. Maybe you are not being respected. Maybe you are not being taken care of or shown affection or things like that. And I feel like all of those things are going to be something that you are disengaging from. So again, the pages are tied to communication. So like the way that other people speak to you and the way that you yourself express yourself, if it's not coming from a genuine place, if it's not done with respect and again, compassion and love and kindness, then I feel like you are not really interested in it, because again, with the Queen of Cups, you are in this Queen of Cups energy. That is the thing that you are resonating with. And so if there is any sort of emotional manipulation or again, like freezing out, non-genuine words, anything like that, false promises, if there is anything like that in your life that is still present, then I feel like that's something that you are disengaging from. Now, let's move on and look at what sort of new energy are you ready to attract? Wow, okay. So difficult to get these cards. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, we have the Lovers and the Two of Cups. I was planning on taking only one card for each prompt, but these two cards came out together and clearly they are so very tied to one another. So yeah, at the bottom of the deck we have the Priestess or the High Priestess. So I feel like I'm becoming a bit of a broken record, so I'm not going to stay on these cards for too long, because really the new energy that you are ready to attract is one of true unity, of one-mindedness, or a deep mental and emotional resonance with someone, having that connectivity. Both the Lovers and the Two of Cups are talking about deep bonds, deep connections, seeing eye to eye, feeling this like-mindedness and this soulful connection with someone. Both of these cards do have somewhat of a romantic energy that is like underlining them. But of course, these don't have to simply talk about romantic connections. They can talk about any sort of meaningful connection. Again, this can even be a stronger, more unified and aligned connection with yourself. But just generally speaking, I do feel that both the Two of Cups and the Lovers are talking about your readiness to attract into your life the the sort of people, the sort of connections, the sort of energetic bonds that are truly uplifting, that are truly soul fulfilling, that make you feel seen, make you feel heard, make you feel respected. This is an equal partnership sort of energy. This is not a superior and a subordinate sort of energy. This is a level playing field sort of energy. And I feel like you are definitely ready to bring about the sort of connections that make you feel worthy, that make you feel whole, I want to say. Now, at the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. And again, this is hinting at having this emotional knowing, having this intuitive feeling in your gut that something or someone is right for you. And I do feel that you are going to recognize it, you are going to know it. And especially when we're talking about certain relationships and certain people that are maybe going to enter your life, I feel like you're going to know much more strongly that that person is right for you, or that thing is right for you, that job is right for you, that place, that environment is right for you. So yeah, beautiful energy. Now let's look at the innovation part. So let's see what it is that you are ready to innovate in your life. Oh, wow. Okay, we have the Fool and the Four of Cups is coming out in reverse as the underlying energy. So see, I am loving the synchronicities in this reading, because remember how we were talking about childlike energy and bringing about this optimism, this newfound joy for life? That is all that the Fool is as well. The Fool is massively tied to this joyful, hopeful, optimistic, open-minded and free attitude. And the Fool is also tied to new beginnings, something completely original, something that you haven't done before, something that you haven't tried before, something that you haven't experienced. And it seems like you are ready to take some sort of leap of faith here. Like you are willing to try something out, see how it feels, see how it goes, where you are being led. It's a kind of surrendering energy as well, where you are sort of letting go of expectations, you are letting go of fears, you are letting go of doubts and questions, and just allowing things to be, allowing things to surprise you. So I do sense this energy of feeling ready to start again, feeling ready to do a bit of a restart, you know, like in a computer game when when you just do this restart and you try all over again. And I feel like that is the sort of energy that you are in right now as well. You are willing to almost like scratch everything that has gone before and completely turn over a new leaf, which is the theme of the reading today anyway. But especially with the Four of Cups coming out in reverse as the underlying energy, there's something about past disappointments or past missed opportunities, past regrets, things like that, where maybe you have taken more of a passive role previously, or where you haven't really pushed yourself as much, or where you have kind of like sat things out in a way. And by the way, this is in no way a criticism or a judgment or anything like that, but I feel like it's something that maybe resonates more with the past for you. And now it feels like you are ready to kind of electrocute yourself, if I can say it that way. It sounds a bit silly, but you know, it feels like you are blowing new life into you, or into yourself, I should say. And feeling this desire to do something new, to do something unexpected, and disregard the past in a way that any more negative or melancholy associations or memories from the past, I feel like you're not allowing those to overshadow these new ideas, these new plans that you have for the future. And it's a beautiful, freeing energy that is coming through here. But let's take a look at the challenge, the potential challenge or hurdle that you could face as you are innovating your life. Okay. Wow, we have, okay, yeah, the 8 of coins is coming out in reverse as the underlying energy. It's the 8 of rings in this deck. And we have metamorphosis, which is like the death card in traditional tarot. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the death card, with the metamorphosis. Basically, the main challenge that you may come across is this massive change, this huge transformation where some of the aspects of your life and the way that you are used to things being are going to change. And I also feel that there is no going back on those things. And even though it's something that you actually want, I feel like you want to step through the portals and want to kind of elevate and level up and leave certain things behind, and like I feel like you don't even really want to look at those or dwell on those too long. It feels like there is this desire for a clean start, you know? And it seems like that's something that, again, you are so ready to do with the Fool here, but whenever we have to change, whenever we have to allow something to like fall away, there is a certain type of difficulty with it. We may want to hold on even if we realize that it's not good for us. You know, it's not easy to put ourselves in that new and unfamiliar position. And I do feel with the underlying energy of the 8 of coins in reverse that the difficulty of letting go may be tied to things that you have spent a long time honing or investing in. It may be tied to things that have taken up a lot of time, energy, your resources, maybe your love and affection as well. Maybe there are a lot of memories, maybe there are a lot of experiences that are tied to something or someone that you feel that you should really leave behind, or that all of this new energy that you are bringing about is requiring you to leave behind. So I do feel that that's mainly where this hurdle is going to, like where you are going to be facing this hurdle. But I also feel with the 8 of coins in reverse that there is something about being unprepared. So because you are taking on this whole new journey, which is obviously, it's exciting and it's full of opportunity and it's full of possibility, but at the same time, you don't really have that much to rely on, or it could feel like you are kind of being thrown in the water, and it's like you are not given a life raft or a life jacket or whatever these things are that you can like kind of hold on to as you are floating. It feels like you are thrown in and you kind of have to start paddling and splashing around and then finding your own way. It may feel like you have to learn some things from scratch, like you have to become a complete beginner in something and really put yourself into the shoes of the Fool, who is completely inexperienced. And yeah, so some of these past experiences that you do have, these skills and all of those things, these memories, they may not be that useful to you in these new situations, and that may be something that is somewhat like scary or intimidating at first. But again, I do feel that you are actually going to find your way very quickly, because with the Fool coming out upright especially, there is something so promising and so positive about it. But anyway, we are going to take a look at the last card here too, which is all about how you can conquer this hurdle or challenge that you may be facing. So let's see. Okay, so that is so interesting. We have the Page of Coins coming out in reverse and the Queen of Wands as the underlying energy. So this is weird because the first card out is the Dawn of Cups, or the Page of Cups coming out in reverse, and we had the Queen of Cups upright as the underlying energy, and now we are finishing this reading with the Page of Coins in reverse and the Queen of Wands coming out upright. So interesting dynamic with the pages, or the reversed pages, and the queens. So with the Page of Coins, or the Dawn of Rings as it is called in this deck, with it coming out in reverse, I do feel that the way that you can overcome it is by completely throwing out the rule book, I want to say, or the plans that you have made and the backup plans and things like that. I'm not saying that you should like completely disregard them or get rid of them or something like that, but I do feel that there is this requirement of being open-minded that may really help you, because the Page of Coins, when it's coming out in reverse, it's important to not get stuck on this one specific thing or this one specific way of doing things, because I'm just going to show you the card upright quickly as well. The Page of Coins upright is a very focused sort of energy. It's focused on strategy, it's focused on doing this one thing and keeping your eye on the prize and following methodically in a sort of a narrow direction. But clearly that is not the energy that is needed right now. What is needed is, as I said, this open-mindedness, this willingness to test things, this willingness to give things a try and see how it goes, rather than coming up with a super detailed bullet list or a plan and trying to solve things that way. Because with the Queen of Wands being the underlying energy, I feel like what you need is this self-belief. The Queen of Wands is so incredibly confident. She knows what she has. She knows what she is capable of. She knows what she is worth. She knows that she can hack it. She knows that she can overcome anything that is thrown on her path, because she is fierce, she is capable, she is smart, she is driven and talented, and she has people skills. So even if there is something that she herself doesn't know, she has tons of people to reach out to ask for help, to ask for guidance, to ask for resources, right? So she can delegate, she can communicate, and she has all of these warm and dynamic skills that can help her in any situation. And I'm using her because it's the queen, but don't get stuck in the gender of the cards. It's just this beautiful feminine energy, which is also an energy of attracting things, right? And so it's hinting at you having this ability to attract what it is that you need. You don't have to have all of the tools or all of the resources or all of the information and all of the skills and the experience. You can figure things out as you go, because first of all, you are capable. And because again, it seems like you are at this point in life where you have matured, where you have grown and developed already. And it feels like you are in another sort of process like that, because we are constantly growing and developing and maturing. But I do feel that you already have some of that in the bank, so to say. And so it doesn't seem like it's your first rodeo. So there is something about having this skill set that is more like abstract, I want to say, that can truly help you. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like you are going to be really okay. You're going to figure things out. And again, the things that you don't have, you are able to kind of call in and reach out for. But pile number one, those were the messages from the tarot cards and all of the new energy that you are pulling in. But let's close the reading out with some oracle cards as well. These are going to be advice, messages from Spirit. So let's see what we can get for you. Oh, perfect. Okay. We got exactly 3 cards, which is amazing. So, okay. The first card that we have is open your heart to the changes coming into your life. Oh my goodness. Oh, I mean, sometimes it's just so funny how these cards work, and how I really couldn't do it any better if I try to plan it. Like it's perfect. So yeah, open your heart to the changes coming into your life. Further confirmation from Spirit that there are changes coming into your life. You are definitely becoming the fool, so to say, and stepping into a whole new chapter. We had all of these major arcana cards coming out as well. So as I said, you are clearly at this important juncture in your life and stepping into a whole new chapter. So we also have make time to celebrate how far you've come. Oh my goodness, I love this. Yeah, so this is Spirit reminding you to celebrate the little wins, to not overlook them, however small they may be, because yes, of course, it's great to have these bigger achievements and go through these bigger milestones in life, but it's really important to give yourself a pat on the back and to do these little ceremonies as well, to again, to make yourself feel good, to make yourself feel appreciated and seen. And even if it's just by yourself, it's still something that helps to lighten up your days, your mundane, everyday existence, right? And it's also something that helps you to keep going, to motivate you to take even bigger steps. So yeah, you've definitely come a very long way. As I said, it feels like you have already experienced certain things and you have matured and gone through all of that. So you are in this queen energy, right? So it's important to celebrate that. And finally, we have stay open to the possibility of encountering joy in each day. Oh my goodness, I love this as well. Again, it's a very childlike energy once again. I am being reminded of the Fool with this energy too. You know, just seeing the little things, the tiny things that are easy to overlook, but that actually are something to be grateful for, that are something to be happy about. And yeah, these little things that bring joy to your everyday life. I don't know. I'm loving these messages. And at the bottom of the deck, we have set fire to your fear and you will spark growth. Yeah, so again, it feels like Spirit is definitely urging you to step into a new adventure. And really, yeah, this whole reading has been talking about growth and maturation and you evolving. And clearly it's tied to stepping out of your comfort zone and possibly facing some fears. But again, as we have already seen, you are so capable of taking all of that on and coming through with flying colors. So yeah, I am not worried about you, pile number one, at all. I feel like you are definitely in a really powerful place and I am so excited for your future. But that is it. I am going to leave it here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope that you had fun listening to these messages. I am so happy to be back. It was so fun for me to delve into these messages. And I am so honored to have been able to do this reading for you. If you enjoyed it and if you are still here, by the way, then leave me a little parrot. Leave me a little parrot in the comment section so that I would know that you are here, that you made it all the way to this point, and yeah, that you had fun listening to these messages. And as always, I hope to see you back on this channel next Friday. Please take care of yourselves in the meantime, and bye-bye. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 2. My name is Helen and I want to take a quick moment to thank you for being here and choosing to tune in, spend your time with me and hang out. I really appreciate it and I hope that we are going to have a lot of fun and that you are going to enjoy this time that we are going to be spending together. So a quick little disclaimer. I haven't filmed in weeks and weeks, so I have taken a bit of a break from the channel and just enjoyed the family time during the holidays, you know, not really doing anything except for just like being and relaxing and hanging out. So yeah, if I'm a bit rusty and if I get you know, muddled up and kind of, if I lose my train of thought, if I stumble over my words, and if I start like repeating myself and things like that, please bear with me. Please be gentle and kind because I am going to try and get myself back into the natural rhythm of doing these readings for you every week. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Anyway, Now that we have that out of the way, let's actually take a look at your reading. So you chose this Serendipity and Shooting Star card, as well as the Millenial Tarot. Now, I'm going to put the Millenial Tarot on the side here for the time being. Actually, it can stay here as well. And we do have some pre-prepared oracle cards, which I'm going to put on the side too, because we are going to take a look at those in just a bit. First, I want to feel my way through this card intuitively, see what I'm picking up on. And as I am giving you these intuitive messages, it should be some sort of a clue as to whether this is your pile or not. You should be able to resonate with something, some of the keywords, some of the themes. And even if it's still a bit iffy after this intuitive part, then make sure to stick around for the oracle card portion as well, because that is going to be more of a detailed overview of what is going on with you right now. But yeah, you chose the Serendipity and Shooting Star card. And the energy that I am feeling from this card specifically is that you may be noticing or having these little wins. That's the first thing that I heard in my head as I was looking at this card. Little wins. I feel like the camera wants to focus on the avocados, so it's kind of difficult to show you the card. But anyway, the serendipity energy is making me think that there is something about the universe working along with you or working alongside you and bringing about some of these situations, maybe some fated encounters as well, I just heard. So it could be that there are these deeply meaningful experiences that you are getting, even if you are not necessarily recognizing that they are deeply meaningful as they are happening. But I do feel that this is like divine intervention stuff. This feels like the universe is stepping in, the universe is doing some course correction or some adjustments, maybe spicing some things up, sprucing certain things up, making sure that the path that you are meant to follow next is the one that you are being led to. And so that may mean that there are certain changes that some of you have to do, that some of you have to go through. Maybe there are certain distancing that is happening between you and certain people in your life. Maybe there are certain doors that are closing at this time and other ones that are opening. It just feels like this, like there are a lot of these fated incidences. So whatever you are going through right now, and I do feel that things are happening, it doesn't seem to be your run-of-the-mill sort of everyday life that you are going through. As I said, the first thing that I heard is little wins. So I do feel that there could be some of these little strokes of luck that you are experiencing. So maybe some of the things that you are doing are working out a little bit more easy for you, or you could be noticing how, I don't know, just to give you a really silly example, like you are trying to, I don't know, cross the road, and exactly at the time that you arrive at the road, like the traffic lights turn green, right? And so everyone has to let you pass. And it's like, it's that sort of energy. It's these like little wins. Or maybe you are dreaming of your favorite cake or something, like your favorite cookie or whatever it is. And maybe this cafe that you go to, they don't always have it. Or maybe it's always like sold out when you get there because it's so popular, something like that. And then like when you arrive, they have freshly made a new batch. I don't know, I know I'm giving you all of these silly examples, but like those sort of little wins are the ones that I'm talking about. It's nothing like completely major and life-altering, but it's these like little moments of luck being on your side, little moments of things going in your favor, and things just being kind of easy and effortless for you. But again, I do feel that there is this shadow side here too, where you maybe are having to let something go, or maybe something suddenly ends, or something is suddenly taken away from you, or where you are suddenly having to adjust to something not being the same way anymore, or something changing. Like I do feel that there is this polarization when it comes to this energy. And yeah, so I don't know, that's really the energy that I'm picking up on from this card, pile number 2. Hopefully this intuitive part gave you something to consider, something that you recognized, but don't worry. We are going to take a look at these oracle cards now too. So let's see, what sort of energy are you most predominantly in right now? What are you dealing with? What are you thinking about the most? So this should give you a fair overview of the current energy that you are in and what you are dealing with. And so that way it should be easier for you to recognize your pile. Okay, yeah, so we have a walking away, or sort of a distance card. We also have some intuitive cards. Interesting. Yeah, so we have this lantern, this question mark, and we also have, a declaration. Okay, so pile number 2, I have to say there are some confusing energies here. I had to spend quite a bit of time sitting with these cards and seeing what is coming up. So yeah, this was a bit of a perplexing sort of energy here. But we will get to that. I'm going to start off with the first 2 cards because these ones were fairly easy to understand. They are very much coinciding with the energy that was coming through from the intuitive part, especially the first card here, which is, as I already said, a card of walking away or distancing. And it does hint at you being in a space where you are starting to feel some distance growing between you and potentially someone else, or you and something that used to be a part of your life. It doesn't have to be specifically a relationship thing. It can talk about inanimate objects as well, even, right? So it can talk about your home, it can talk about your workspace, it can talk about even like abstract things as well, like the path that you thought was your purpose, if we get kind of philosophical like that. So it can really talk about any number of things, but the main energy here is that there seems to be this growing distance between you and something or someone, and you starting to feel like there may be another sort of path or trail that is right for you. With this lantern image, I feel like there is it's almost like there is a light that is starting to come on for you, something that is being illuminated, almost this like light bulb or breakthrough energy that you are experiencing. Or it may even be just this lure of something else, something different, right? Something that isn't here, something that is pulling you away from wherever you used to be. And I do feel that this lantern, this like metaphorical light bulb, is pulling you towards this path that you are meant to go on next. So this to me feels very much divinely orchestrated. And it may even be something that is not like a fully formed idea just yet. That's what I feel with the question mark here. There may be a lot of unknown, there may be a lot of fog or haziness, not exactly having all of the answers yet, not having everything figured out, not knowing where it is that you're going, how you are going to get there, what is going to be waiting for you when you get there. Like, there are all of these open-ended questions that you don't have answers to, but it's like this internal knowing that you have to follow this little nudge, you have to follow this light, this warmth that is pulling you towards itself. And I also feel with the lantern that it's kind of tying me back to this serendipity message as well. It's almost like there are these little tiny signs that you can recognize, these little symbols that alert you to you being on the right path. So there is almost this knowing or recognition when you see something or when you experience something, when you have this positivity or where you have this feeling of warmth, of joy, of just feeling good. That seems to be the guiding light for you that you are following. So it feels like there is something that only you can sense. Like the lantern is making me feel this this almost like the secret language that the universe is talking to you, or your God or your spiritual team, whoever you resonate with, right? The divine is talking to you in a way that only you can decipher these messages, because it's not something that you can necessarily put into words. It's something that you just feel. And that's why I'm kind of jumping ahead here. That's why I feel with these two cards, with the declaration and this question mark, it could also hint at you not quite knowing how to express yourself, not quite knowing how to say what it is that you want, or say what it is that you are being pulled towards. But it's just something that you feel. You just have this undeniable attraction, or yeah, like you just can't deny this internal feeling, the sensation that you have towards something. And I also feel that, again, with the lantern, it's like it's not this whole road or whole journey that is being illuminated for you. It's like you are getting these little hints. It's like you are getting these little portions of the journey that are being lighted for you at a time. So like when you walk ahead, or when you take certain steps, and when you get to a certain place, that's when you can find the next clue. That's when you can see a few more yards or meters or steps ahead. You know, I don't know if that's making any sense, but that's how I'm seeing it in my head. Like you walking on this path and having these little, like, it literally feels like little dots of light that keep like illuminating or coming on as you enter that little area. Like everything else outside of it is dark, so you can't really see it like fully. You can't see around it. You just have to like follow this little trail. Anyway, I hope that made sense to you. Now, we also have this center card here, and I have to say I was looking at this the longest, and I was trying to feel my way through it, see what I am actually feeling with this card. And I do feel, on the one hand, that this may be talking about you starting to feel again that you maybe are in a place that you don't really belong in, or you are starting to recognize that wherever you are at right now, it may be one specific life area, or it may even be several life areas, but it feels like somewhere in your life you feel this mismatch. You feel that the energies that you are surrounded by are not the right ones for you. They are not conducive to your growth. There may be some jealousy. Maybe there are some low vibrational energies. Maybe there are some toxicity, some unhealthy patterns, unhealthy behaviors, and it feels like you don't really want to be a part of that anymore. And it also feels like, because you are starting to feel differently, it's like, because you're starting to feel that you don't belong, like you should be somewhere else. It feels like there are all of these other people, all of these other energies around you that are kind of envious, that are kind of jealous of you, and that are maybe being triggered by your little realization, or all of these questions that you seem to be asking yourself, and that this sort of new path that you are wanting to take on. So I wouldn't be surprised if, again, with this declaration, I'm jumping back here, maybe there is some sort of a proposition as well. There could be someone that is, like, this is obviously a very specific message, but literally with both of these cards, I feel that there may be a specific, again, proposition or a suggestion that someone is giving you. Maybe they are offering you something that is actually genuine, but that may be somewhat perplexing to you, or you may not know how you feel about it. So that may be a message for someone. But I also feel, going back to this card over here, that as I said, these energies around you, they may be getting triggered by your desire to change, by your little transformation, or by this desire to follow this internal pull. And they may be trying to confuse you. They may be trying to lead you astray, or I feel like they don't actually want you to change anything. They don't want you to leave, because again, it feels like there is something that is mirroring their own stagnation back to them, or something that they are not happy with within their own lives, but that they are refusing to change. Something about that is really painful for them to look at. And I feel like that's why they are wanting to keep you where you are, or keep you at their level or something like that. Anyway, with this question mark, it just feels like there are these weird and questionable motives behind what people are saying around you at this time. Even if the declarations, or even if what they are saying sounds really sweet, sounds heartfelt, sounds compassionate and loving and supportive, it may not actually be that. So I just feel like there's some uncertainty around the things that are like present in your life right now, especially some of the people. And yeah, maybe they are kind of reacting a bit funny, or maybe they are saying strange things, or maybe they are even instilling doubt in you, you know, again, doing it through the lens of like love, or like looking out for you and caring for you and things like that, being worried about you. But I feel like they are instilling fear in you, and kind of making you question yourself, and making you question your choices, and whether you really have what it takes, and whether you really know what you are doing, and all of that. So I feel like they are just kind of dampening your spirit, and trying to like suss out the faith that you have. Yeah, that is the energy that is coming through here, pile number 2. Hopefully it made sense. Hopefully you could recognize this story as what you are currently going through, or, you know, that it made it more easy for you to resonate with the pile, is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, if that's the case, then stick around. Sorry, I kind of jumped ahead here, because now we are going to get to the most exciting part of the reading. We are actually going to take a look at all of this new energy that you are calling in, and this whole new leaf that you are turning over in your life. And we are going to follow a very clear structure in today's reading, and we're going to use these cards to do that. So we are first going to take a look at what it is that you are disengaging from, so that obviously you can clear out some space, you can make some room for new things, and let go of the things that are not aligned with you anymore. And also part of a new leaf is taking a look at what it is that you are ready to attract into your life. What is this new energy that you are ready to call in, as you have made room in your life for this new energy to come in? Next, we are also going to take a look at what you are ready to innovate in your life. So to make it more clear, the attraction part is talking about what it is that you are ready to kind of manifest or call in. And this innovation part is talking about what it is that you are ready to initiate yourself, what it is that you are ready to take action on yourself. So yeah, hopefully that cleared it up a bit. We are also going to take a look at a potential challenge or hurdle that you may come across as you are changing your life and bringing out this innovation. And finally, we're going to take a look at how you can overcome the potential challenge or hurdle that you could be facing. So let's take a look at the first prompt and see what it is that you are ready to disengage from. Okay, interesting. We have the Two of Swag, or the Two of Coins with work-life balance, and the Knight of Feels, or the Knight of Cups with Ally. Okay, so sorry, I forgot to say that at the bottom of the deck we also have the Star Energy, or the Soul Cyclist, as it is called in this particular deck. But let's take a look at the cards that you got for what it is that you're ready to disengage from. And we have this Two of Coins and the Knight of Cups. And I feel that what you are ready to disengage from is having this go-between energy, or almost feeling like you have to accommodate other people's opinions and other people's feelings into the decisions that you make, or that you have to somehow prioritize other people's inputs as well, especially when it comes to something that you are doing in your own life. And the reason why I feel that it's actually very personal is because of this underlying energy with the star. The star is a card of your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, the thing that is kind of like your North Star, something that you are following, something that you are doing because it means something more to you, because it feels like it's something that you have to do. It's your purpose, it's your calling. And I feel like when it comes to those sorts of more soulful themes, these more soulful questions, and all of these topics around your bigger purpose, your bigger life mission, what it is that you feel that you need to do, as I said, it's very personal. It's something that actually only you can answer, only you can recognize. And even though, yes, people can have opinions and people can share their opinions, but they really shouldn't factor into your decisions as much. And I feel like maybe previously, again, the people in your life or certain connections in your life, because the Knight of Cups can be a very influential sort of energy. They can be a bit of a sweet talker and make you feel like they are right there in that situation with you. They have your back. They are in it for the long haul. And yeah, it can be that sort of energy. But the Knight of Cups is also very well known for being somewhat idealistic and somewhat like overly romanticizing life and being in love with the idea of love, you know, but maybe not having the actual persistence. So I'm saying all of that to say that, you know, there may be all of these influences that's, again, seemingly, right, like we had with this declaration, that seemingly come from a good and genuine and loving place, but that maybe have some sort of an agenda on their own. And even if it's not necessarily anything bad, it just maybe is something that confuses you, or something that causes conflict in your own life, or makes things more messy, makes things more difficult to handle, more difficult to manage. And so it feels like it's something that you are ready to kind of step away from, like having all of this outside influence that you feel that you need to factor in, or that you should take other people's opinions into account and give them as much value as your own sort of, again, soul nudge. But let's also take a look at what it is that you are ready to attract. So what sort of new energy are you ready to attract or call into your life? Okay. Okay, we still have the star or the soul cyclist as the underlying energy. And we have the Queen of Feels or the Queen of Cups, Mother's Intuition, coming out in reverse. So with the Queen of Cups coming out in reverse, there is something about this beautiful, intuitive and nurturing and compassionate energy that you are turning more towards yourself, or that you are turning inward more so than sharing it with other people. And I know it may sound a bit bad or give off this vibe of being a bit selfish or self-centered or something like that, but it's not actually, it doesn't feel like that. It just feels like you are maybe starting to prioritize yourself a bit more, because maybe previously you haven't really done that, or you have put a lot of focus on other people and all of these like commitments and all of these influences that you have in your life. But it feels like, as I said, with the disengaging part, right? It feels like you are starting to separate yourself from that. And as you separate yourself from that outside influence, I feel like it's becoming much more prevalent for you, or much more important for you, to tune into this inner wisdom and to this like caring and supportive and nurturing energy and give it to yourself, because I feel like you kind of have to believe in yourself. You have to be your own cheerleader. You have to have this deep connection to your intuition and to this softer, more compassionate side of yourself, so that you could keep following this path that you feel called to follow, right? Because again, it feels like it's dark. Oh my goodness, I just noticed this. Oh my God, that's so crazy. Okay, look at this. Right, look at this image, right? The way that this is illustrated. I just noticed this. So she is on this bicycle and staring at, I don't know what it is, a laptop or something, or is it a bicycle? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those that you get on at the gym, you know, that doesn't actually go anywhere. I don't know. So anyway, that's not the point. She is in this beautiful halo of light, right? Like you can actually see this bubble of light, and then there is a little like flicker or something around it, and then outside of it, it's completely black. And it's literally the image that I saw in my head, except that there wasn't a bike or anything. But it's literally the image that I was thinking of as I was trying to explain you walking on this path, right? And following these little nuggets of light. That's it. So this is you following your soul path, following these little like clues, these little crumbs that you see on the road that are giving you this feeling that you are doing what you are meant to be doing, that you are in the right place for yourself, right? So this is this unique path of yours that you can't really explain to other people. And I feel like the thing that you are ready to attract, this new energy, is one of sort of feeling more and more in touch with your intuition, like having this connection or strengthening the connection to these subtle inner voices within you that let you know that you are doing the right thing, or that you are where you are meant to be, and starting to zone out this outside noise. And I feel like one of the reasons why I feel that this Queen of Cups is coming out in reverse is, again, because it's talking about turning that energy, that intuitive skill, turning that inwards. But I also feel that it's because it's talking about you starting to develop your sense of intuition, you starting to trust your inner voice a lot more, and not really being as bothered by having people, or I should say, not being as bothered with people understanding you or people getting what it is that you are doing. I feel like it's almost this this level of growing a bit distant from the need to explain or justify or make it clear to other people what it is that you are doing and why it is that you are doing it. You know, it's that sort of energy, just doing it because it feels right to you, and not feeling that you have to make it make sense for other people too. Hopefully it's coming out okay, because I'm getting so confused by this. But anyway, let's keep going. So we also have this innovation part to take a look at. So let's see what it is that you are ready to innovate in your life. Whoa. We have the 4 of swag, or the 4 of coins, and the 6 of swag, or the 6 of coins as the underlying energy. The 4 of coins says pyramid scheme, and the 6 of coins says free giveaway. So with this 4 of coins, the thing that you're ready to innovate in your life feels like it's tied to how you accumulate resources, how you accumulate wealth, what you even consider to be wealth, what you consider to be worth protecting, worth preserving, and how you want to go about doing that or getting that. There is this notion of accumulating wealth, making sure that you are taking care of your funds, that you are taking care of your resources, and like building it strategically. But I also feel like I don't think it's necessarily tied to money specifically, even though we have a lot of pentacle cards here. So it can talk about money and finances and this material security, but I feel like it's more broadly talking about the sort of mundane aspect of life, like how you want to live your life, what you want to spend your time on, and again, like your resources on. And with the Six of Coins coming out as the underlying energy, I feel like it's hinting at you starting to innovate or starting to potentially think differently about how you want to share your resources, what you want to give out, and what you want to get in return, like how much you are willing to actually share with people. And I feel like especially there is something about starting to be more cautious about giving your resources away freely, especially when there isn't anything coming in return, or if the returns that you are getting are considerably smaller. You know, so there is this moment of comparison and this moment of really thinking and really valuing, or thinking about and valuing what it is that you have to give, what it is that you have to share, and whether you should share it and who you should share it with. That seems to be the main thing that you are innovating here. And for some reason, I keep wanting to emphasize time as a resource. So like, especially who you spend your time with. Like that seems to be a very significant point here too. So you may be completely innovating the group of people that you hang out with, or maybe even the place that you work in, because obviously we spend quite a lot of time at work and amongst our colleagues. And so you may be actually doing some innovations there as well. So interesting energy. And I feel like there are so many connections between your sort of soulful, more emotive, more intuitive aspects and this actual practical mundane life. So it feels like you're starting to navigate your journey or navigate your life path differently based on some of these internal changes that that you are going through. Anyway, let's also take a look at the potential challenge or hurdle that you may come across. Okay, we have the 10 of Swords, or the 10 of Thoughts as it is called in this deck, with Can't Even on the card. It's coming out in reverse. And at the bottom of the deck we have the Hermit with Off the Grid. Okay, so this one is giving me very clear indications of potentially having some backtracking or hesitation or hesitant thoughts, I should say, where you may be where one of the challenges that you may come across is some instances where you may feel like you are not sure that you can actually do this. You may start questioning or maybe even thinking that you have done the wrong thing, or you have taken the wrong steps, or you have made the wrong decisions. But see, we're getting the suit of thoughts, right? We're getting the suit of swords. And so it's simply this nagging thought in your head. It's just this fear-based thinking that is coming up, but it's not actually real. There is no like physical sort of threat that I feel that you're going to be faced with, or any sort of actual physical challenge. It seems to be something that is coming up in your own head that you have to overcome. And we have the Hermit Off the Grid card, which seems to hint at these thoughts coming to plague you when you are on your own, when you are doing this like following your path, doing your thing. Again, just just following what feels right to you. But see, the thing is, when you are doing that, when you are following your own path, especially when it doesn't make sense to other people, or when it requires you to leave something behind or make certain radical moves, make certain moves that other people are not expecting, or again, that they are not able to make sense of, or that they are not able to understand, it may be somewhat lonely at times, you know? It may make you feel secluded or left out or isolated, and it's easy when you are in that space to feel like maybe this isn't the right thing, maybe this is wrong. You may get stuck in this overthinking, over analyzing sort of energy, especially because the Hermit is a card of Virgo, and Virgos are notoriously overthinkers. And trust me, I know, because I am a Virgo. So having that incessant nagging in your head and constantly worrying that maybe you didn't do the right thing, maybe you didn't say the right thing, maybe you should have done something different. It can be quite a challenge to overcome, and it's not always easy to shut that voice off. But again, I feel like you actually have this incredibly strong and potent intuition and like inner compass that you can tap into. And also, again, it feels like it's not just that. Like, that is one of the most sort of constant things that you can rely on. But I also feel that with these Pentacle cards, that there are actual little signs, again, these actual little synchronicities and symbols around you where you can kind of have like actual physical support around you as well as you are going on this journey. So you're not actually alone, even though, again, it may feel like that at times, or it may, it may be somewhat difficult to overcome these doubts and to quiet down the mental chatter and to listen to that inner voice and to rely on what it is that you are feeling and what it is that you know to be right. So yeah, that it just feels like that's really the biggest challenge for you. Like, there isn't anything actual or actually threatening or anything massively difficult for you to overcome. It's really all to do with your own mindset. Let's take a look at the last card as well, which is all about how you can conquer and overcome this little challenge or hurdle. So let's see. Whoa. Oh, I love this. Okay, we have the Queen of Vibes, or the Queen of Wands, as it is known traditionally. And this card says baddie. I love this one. I really love this card. I love that card. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Nine of Thoughts, Sunday Scaries. Yeah, so first off, I want to start off with the underlying energy, the Nine of Thoughts, or the Nine of Swords, as it is traditionally. This is a massive confirmation that, again, it's really like your biggest challenge is going to be your own mind, and not getting stuck in that like doubtful or fear-driven thinking pattern, which again is so easy to get stuck in, especially when you kind of have to follow your own path and do your own thing and rely on your own senses and your own faith and all of that. But look at this beautiful baddie energy. I really love that keyword on this card. So yeah, the thing that is going to help you through it is reminding yourself how badass you actually are, and really tapping into this beautiful, vibrant, confident energy that you have within you. I feel like sometimes it's just important to remind yourself of all of the things that you have already overcome in the past, all of the challenges and hurdles that you have left behind. Give yourself this little pep talk. Remind yourself of all of the amazing and beautiful and capable traits that you have. And yeah, just kind of, perk yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. And also, I feel with the Queen of Vibes, or the Queen of Wands, that doing things that make you feel sexy, that make you feel confident, that make you feel good about yourself, that make you feel like you can do it all, like doing those sorts of things that really uplift you and give you this elevated sense of confidence and belief in yourself, that is definitely something that is going to help you beat those nasty thoughts. And also, we have had all of these like emotion driven and mundane physical existence sort of cards, and we have this this fiery wands energy coming out as the last card, which is also hinting at the importance of moving, of taking action, and just physically changing up the energy, doing something to, again, to bring about this surge of energy, this surge of inspiration, and this surge of confidence. So, even if it's simply exercising, even if it's getting all dressed up and going on a night out with your best friends, or doing something, right? Doing something that allows you to feel good about yourself, however that is for you, physically moving your body, getting that energy moving so that you wouldn't be ruminating in those thoughts, right? So that you could actually get out of it. That is seemingly the best sort of advice for you to break out of that 10 of Swords energy. But pile number 2, we are almost done. We are just going to get some last advice messages from Spirit regarding your reading. So let's see what sort of advice Spirit has for you. Okay. So let's take a look at the messages that we have. Okay, first off, we have trust your instincts to guide you toward your truth. Oh my goodness. I mean, seriously, like you cannot make this stuff up. It always cracks me up how these little synchronicities come about and how these confirmations come through. Yeah, this message is absolutely perfect. Pile number 2, trust your instincts to guide you toward your truth. This says it all. This absolutely confirms everything that we have been talking about. So yeah, I feel like I don't have to add anything to that message. We also have choose compassion for others and for yourself. Yeah, I feel like this is a really important reminder, especially in those moments where other people may be reacting out of their own pain and possibly projecting stuff onto you. I feel like in these instances, I mean, it's human. We all do it. We all feel this desire to react and kind of lash out, to say hurtful things back, to defend ourselves and get in that sort of combative mindset. But really, it's a lot easier said than done. But really reminding yourself in that moment that, the reason why people are acting that way is because they are hurting. It may help to choose compassion, to be more understanding in those situations, and to not lash out. But also, again, choose compassion for yourself, right? So if there are instances where you are doubting things, where you lose confidence, where things get a bit tricky, have compassion for yourself, because it's not easy what you are doing. It's not easy leaving behind the safe and the familiar, right? Seek magic in life's mundane moments. Yeah. This is the last message that we have over here, and it is absolutely perfect, because I do feel that there is a lot of magic around you, especially because, again, it feels like Spirit is leaving you little nuggets, little breadcrumbs, and letting you know where the right path is for you, helping you out and supporting you in these little moments. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the relief you're seeking is already within you. Wow, again, so yeah, this seems to be just further confirmation about this whole Queen of Wands energy, where Spirit is emphasizing that everything that you need, you already have. And this path to a better life, a better reality, like you have that roadmap within you. Pile number 2. that was it. That was your reading. Oh my goodness. I hope that it was useful to you. I hope that it spoke to you. If that's the case, by the way, and if you are still here, then please leave me a little butterfly emoji down in the comment section so that I would know that you made it all the way to this point, that this reading spoke to you, that it provided you with some value, and hopefully you had fun listening to these messages. I'm really happy to be back. I'm really happy to dive into these messages, and hopefully you had fun too. And as always, I hope to see you back on this channel next Friday. But in the meantime, please take care of yourselves, and bye-bye. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 3. My name is Helen, and I want to take a quick moment to say thank you for being here, for choosing to hang out with me and spend your time with me, diving into these messages and seeing what sort of new energy you are going to be bringing into your life. So yeah, I hope that we're going to have a lot of fun, but I do want to give a quick disclaimer as well. I haven't really filmed any readings for quite a few weeks. I have taken a bit of a hiatus, or I'm not sure whether that's the right word to use, but anyway, I have taken a bit of a break from the channel, and I was just enjoying the holidays, spending some time with my family and just kind of relaxing. Please be patient with me. Please have some kindness and just be gentle, because I am a bit rusty, and I may need some time to get back into the natural rhythm of doing these tarot readings every week. So if I am stumbling over my words, if I am getting lost, if I am starting to, recycle what I have already said, or any of those things, please be kind. Okay, so I'm going to try and get back on track as quickly as possible. But anyway, let's get straight to your cards. So you chose the Key or Freedom card, and you also chose the Woodland Wardens Tarot, or Tarot of the Woodland Wardens, and we are going to take a look at that in just a bit. And we also have some pre-prepared oracle cards, as is the norm, and we're also going to take a look at those in just a bit. Because first, I want to feel my way through this card intuitively, see what I'm picking up on the energy, what is coming through, and based on these messages, something should ring true for you. So you should be able to recognize yourself or your current life circumstances. Something along those lines should give you a clue as to whether this is your pile or not. But don't you worry if that isn't really ringing like 100% true for you. Then we are also going to take a look at these oracle cards, which are going to give a more detailed overview of what is going on with you right now. So pile number 3, we have this Freedom and Key card. And I don't know, the strongest feeling that I was getting, or the strongest word I should say, was access. It feels like you have access to something, or like you have recently been given access to something. I almost feel this sense of like power or authority, like you have the authority to do something because of this access that you now have. And it may be something as simple as having a valuable piece of information, having some knowledge that allows you to go ahead with something, that allows you to do something or initiate something. It can be as easy as having been given a green light to do something, or maybe you have a permission, like an official permission to do something. Maybe you have simply had a breakthrough idea, some sort of a divine illumination or realization that you have gone through recently that now allows you to figure out your next steps, or that has maybe opened up certain opportunities, certain possibilities, some things that you maybe haven't necessarily considered before, but that you now realize are potential paths to follow. Whatever it is specifically, it's definitely giving me the energy of being able to progress, being able to move forward. And I feel like you have the power to choose. Like there is something about you being in this position to decide how something goes or where something goes next, how things are going to move forward from here on out. And I do feel that it's not just you that you are deciding for. This decision seems to involve someone else as well. I feel like there is a clear connection to another person, and you, because I'm looking at the key, and I feel like there is something important about there being two keys on this card. Is it going to focus? It feels like the camera has so many things to focus on. Yeah, see? There are two keys. One of them is golden and the other one is kind of dark and just like a regular old key. So it seems like there are two people involved, but you seem to have the upper hand in this, or you seem to have some sort of authority, some sort of autonomy over the situation. It almost feels like you are able to overrule this other person. And it maybe sounds a bit like dramatic or maybe even somewhat ominous in the sense that you have the power to like manipulate the situation however you want, but I don't actually feel like you have any intention of doing something simply for your own agenda or something like that. I feel like first off, I feel like you kind of need some time, or like you are not in a rush necessarily to make this decision. Oh my God, to make this decision or to choose a concrete path. I feel like you are still weighing up options. I don't know why, but I feel like this path that you are choosing, there is something very significant about it, or it has a lot of weight to it. So it's not something that you can kind of decide on willy-nilly. It feels profound or deep or substantial. So it almost gives me the feeling that whatever thing you decide to follow next, or this decision that you are making, is allowing you to step through a door and open up a door, but it also means that another door is closing. So the room that you are leaving, like that door is closing, and also all of the other doors that you have the option to choose right now, those are closing as well. So I don't know why there is something important, or I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? There's something important in this decision that you're making, in the sense that it is going to affect quite a lot of other things moving forward too. So there's a lot riding on this decision that you are making, is kind of what I'm trying to get at here. But yeah, like I don't know why it came out so like ominous at the by the end of it. It actually just feels like you have options, and you have a say, or I should say the definitive say in how something goes. But yeah, I don't know, pile number 3. It feels like there is something kind of hanging in the balance here, depending on your decision and how you choose to do things. But anyway, that is just the intuitive part, right? So if things feel a bit iffy still, then don't worry, because we are also going to take a look at these oracle cards, and these are going to tell us about the general energy that you are in right now. What is the most prominent, most significant energy that you are dealing with, that you are thinking about? What is at the forefront of your mind, right? Oh my, okay. Wow. This is insane. This is actually insane, but I love these synchronicities. I haven't seen these oracle cards. These are kind of like blindly and intuitively chosen. But yeah, as I said, I felt really strongly that this is talking about you and someone else, someone other specifically. And the first card out is the connection. Okay, anyway, sorry. moving on. Okay, we have some intuitive cards next. So we have the yin and yang. We have another intuitive card. We have another intuitive card with the bird and the cage. Okay, yeah, and we have betrayal. Okay, pile number 3. So this feels like quite a specific story, so hopefully it is fairly easy for you to see whether this reading is resonating with you or whether it isn't. And I actually feel like even based on the intuitive part, it should have already become quite clear to you that this is your pile, or that conversely it isn't. But yeah, let's start from the very beginning. So we have this connection card coming out. And as I was already gushing in the intro part where we were looking at the cards, that clearly this is simply a confirmation that the whole reading is about you and someone else. So this is a very serious connection, a union or a relationship. This is featuring 2 rings, so it can talk about your actual spouse or someone that you live together with or someone that you are committed to, but it can simply talk about like, you know, just your girlfriend, boyfriend, someone that you have a relationship with in that sense. So it doesn't have to be like an official commitment or unity, but clearly a relationship of some kind. More likely it feels like it's a romantic connection. It doesn't seem to be talking about a friendship or a platonic sort of love. It feels very much romantic, and it feels like it's a bit of a difficult relationship, or I don't know whether difficult is the best word to use here, but I'm looking at this yin and yang card, and obviously it's emphasizing the essence of duality, right? The essence of light and dark coexisting. Like there isn't, like you can't have one without the other. And in this instance, I'm feeling this notion of having like the good and the bad, right? Having this connection be this complex thing where you may be contemplating, or the part of the reason why you are making this decision, or why you are taking your time choosing how you want to proceed, part of that may be because, again, you are thinking of the whole of the relationship. You are thinking of everything that it encompasses, all of the different aspects that this whole relationship is tied with. So it feels like there may be all of these connections and all of these ties that kind of extend beyond your relationship. So let's say that, you know, this person that you are in a relationship with, maybe you also have common friends, or maybe you have like common interests or common hobbies, and you do all of these things together. So it's not just that you are having to consider your relationship as such, you are also having to consider all of the other aspects that your relationship touches, right? All of these other life areas that it seeps into. And so it almost feels like you are thinking about like the pro and con list, if I can say it that way. You know, like what are the good aspects of the relationship? What are the not so good aspects of the relationship, and which one outweighs the other? So that's really what I feel with the yin and yang, that you are sort of looking at both sides of the connection and trying to factor everything in to make the best decision. And again, looking at the center card here, really the only thing that I'm feeling is that, again, you seem to be in control. You seem to be the one in the driver's seat. And I feel like on the one hand, yes, there is freedom in it and this possibility to choose, but on the other hand, there is a lot of responsibility that goes with it as well, right? It's all on your shoulders. Like you decide ultimately what your reality is going to look like next. And these last two cards, I definitely feel like these two go together, because when I was looking at the cage with the bird, the sentence that I heard in my head was, the cat is out of the bag. Like, yeah, like there is something about a secret or something that has come out, something that maybe was kept private, or maybe it's even some kind of a scandal or some kind of a drama thing. But with this betrayal card, it's very clear that there was some sort of mischief involved. Something was done that is regrettable, potentially, that shouldn't have been done. With the cage, it just feels like it was something that was meant to stay a secret, or at the very least, like the way that this whole thing came out, it wasn't supposed to like cause the sort of consequences or the turmoil that it caused. So I feel like whatever this like act was, this betrayal, I feel like the consequences weren't necessarily thought of, and it has caused this whole issue to kind of get out of hand, I want to say. And so yeah, it feels like you are faced with somewhat of a tough decision, because again, knowing what you know and having the power that you have, you kind of have to decide. And this decision is going to affect a lot of things, not just for yourself, but also for a lot of other people involved, especially this other person that you have this connection with. But oh my goodness, sorry, I just realized another thing. Okay, this is just insane. This is insane how these cards are coming out. Like, remember the keys that I was looking at, how one is golden and the other one is really dark? I just noticed that the same thing is true with the rings. One of them is golden and the other one is this like gray color. And it's the same thing. Like, I feel like you are the one that has more power or more authority in this instance. Like, you are the golden ring or the golden key in this instance. And yeah, I don't know, it's just crazy to me how these cards are kind of how they are coming out like that. Anyway, if you resonated with this story, if that made sense to you, then definitely stick around, because now we are going to get to the most exciting part of the reading, which is all about the new leaf that you are ready to turn over in your life. And we are going to go about this part in a very structured way. We are going to use these prompt cards to take a look at several different aspects of you bringing in this new energy. We are going to start off with what it is that you are disengaging from. So clearly, in order to invite new energy in, you have to leave something behind. You have to separate yourself from the old energy. We are then going to take a look at what it is that you are ready to attract. What sort of new energy are you ready to attract into your life, as you have made space in your life for that new energy to come in. We are also going to take a look at what you are ready to innovate in your life. So whereas the attracting part is somewhat more passive and just something that you are kind of calling in, the innovation part is a much more active, in the sense that it's something that you are ready to launch, you are ready to initiate, you are ready to take action on in order to bring new change about. We also have challenge. So what kind of potential challenge or hurdle are you going to face as you are bringing this new energy in? And finally, how can you conquer this hurdle or challenge? How can you overcome it? So now that you know what it is that we are looking at, let's actually get into the messages. So starting off with what it is that you are disengaging from, let's see what we get. Oh my goodness, hang on. Okay, we have the Two of Wands that just flew out of the deck onto the ground. So we have the Two of Wands, and the underlying energy is the Eight of Wands. Okay, so let's start off with the Two of Wands here. What it is that you are ready to disengage from is the energy of sitting around and planning, sitting around and thinking about the next move that you are going to make. So it feels like you are ready to get out of the analysis mode and start making some actual moves. Now, because we have the Eight of Wands as the underlying energy, that's really one of the biggest confirmations that you are ready to actually get some momentum going to start taking action in a certain direction. Because see how all the wands are pointed in a single direction. And so, yeah, it just feels like you are ready to finally choose a concrete direction to move towards. So it kind of feels self-explanatory in that sense. But the other message that I'm feeling here as well, especially considering the Eight of Wands, is that I feel like you are ready to disengage from making a decision or thinking about your choices with the with external input involved. Because the Eight of Wands, it can also talk about like communication and like messages incoming. And for whatever reason, I'm being drawn to the rooster here. And I feel like this rooster is actually a symbol of this other person that is involved in the situation and that kind of wants to have a say in your decision-making process too. It's like they are trying to make themselves heard, right? Like, yeah, like they want to be taken seriously, and they want to, like, they are so loud, you know, yeah, it feels like they're trying to drown out your process by what it is that they want to say, even though, again, I feel like they don't actually have the authority to overrule you or to really affect you too much. So I don't feel that they are necessarily effective, but I do feel that they are still trying. So you are disengaging from factoring that in or allowing yourself to be persuaded, allowing yourself to be swayed by whatever this incoming information is. Because again, look at how the directions are so separate. Oh, not separate, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, this one is looking right over there, and this one is looking right over there. And I feel like it's kind of talking about how maybe the paths that you are wanting to choose, they may be kind of different. Or you may be wanting to go in a different way and thinking about other possibilities, and this other person feels like they are very dead set on something going specifically according to how they want it to go. So let's see what it is that you are ready to attract. What sort of new energy are you ready to attract into your life? Oh my goodness, okay. Oh my God, beautiful. We have the Chariot, and the underlying energy is death. Okay, so I feel like this doesn't even need that much explaining. We're getting major arcana cards. Actually, I'm going to take both of these cards. We're getting these two major arcana cards because, first off, it's clearly somewhat of an important place in your life. It seems to be a bigger theme. It seems to have more power over, again, your life journey as a whole. Like, there is something more substantial about the decision that you're making, as I think I already mentioned before as well. And so with the Chariot, the energy that you're ready to attract is one of forward movement. You are ready to attract the new energy, possibly new people, new situations, new circumstances. Chariot energy is simply one of having the willpower to push ahead, to leave your comfort zone and move in a whole new direction, to take the reins and really go after what you want, right? And the thing about the Chariot card is that there are some stars that are on the Chariot as well. And it is tied to the divine. So it's not a random journey that you are taking, and it's not a coincidence that you are pushing ahead in a certain direction. It feels like there is something divine about it, or yeah, it almost feels like you have this urge, you have this push towards doing something, even if it's not the easiest path to follow, even if at times your mind starts playing tricks on you and trying to talk you out of that road. It's something that you can't deny. So yeah, there is something divine about the path that you are ready to take on. And with the Death card being the underlying energy, it's simply a confirmation that you are transforming, that this relationship is changing, that this decision you are making is going to most likely close a door and open up another one. So yeah, it's just this massive change that I feel like you are ready to make. And again, it's not saying that you are definitely going to like close the door on this relationship and move on. There are so many different options that you could choose from, and if you choose to continue with this relationship and you choose to go ahead with it and try to work things out and try to patch things up, it's still a form of making some radical changes so that the old agreements don't apply anymore, that there is some sort of a renegotiation of rules, of boundaries, of what you are willing to put up with and what you are not willing to put up with, what has to change in order for this relationship to be able to continue in the future, right? So that's what I mean. Like, there is definitely going to be some sort of a radical change. Things are not going to be the same after you make this move and after you make this decision, but it's definitely for the better, because again, we have the Chariot here, and the Chariot is tied to triumph as well. So it's definitely a positive move that you are making. Now, let's also look at the innovation that you are ready to make in your life. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have the Sun and the Seven of Arrows, or the Seven of Swords as it is traditionally, and we also have Justice as the underlying energy. So as the Chariot was talking about the energy that you are ready to call in, right, that you're ready to attract, and it hinting at having this like clear path ahead, or the moves kind of becoming more clear about like where you should really go or what the right path is. It's interesting that what is coming through regarding what you are ready to innovate, or what sort of moves, like new moves, are you ready to make yourself. It's funny that we get the Sun and the Seven of Swords, because it feels like you are really wanting to shine some light on all of these like dodgy, secretive, unclear energies, things that are kind of hidden in the shadows or that are not fully disclosed. There is something about wanting to be completely honest, wanting to be completely transparent, putting all of the cards on the table and really looking at the things as they are, instead of turning a blind eye or brushing things under the rug, trying to forget about the past and forget about what has happened. I feel like you are really wanting to understand the deeper motivations behind why this betrayal even happened. Like, what was the cause of it? What was the reason behind it? So it feels like, yeah, it just feels like you are ready to lay it all out. Like look at all of the details, all of the hidden layers that are not that apparent, that are not readily visible. Because we also have Justice as the underlying energy. So clearly you are wanting to do the right thing. You are wanting to find the truth, like find out what actually happened. There is this desire to clear the air and really get a full picture of things, because I feel like it's like you can't really make a well-rounded decision if you don't have all of the information, if you don't have all of the facts. And also you can't avoid the situation from happening again in the future if you don't understand what caused it in the first place, right? Like, so there is all of this shadow work that I feel like you are ready to take on, and like fully facing things. That's really what I feel with the Sun. Express yourself openly, not hold anything back. Again, like just get it all out of your system, and get all of the facts and everything on the table here. Because I feel like, I don't know who this message is for, but I feel like you know that secrets can hurt you, and secrets can hurt this relationship. And I feel like that's the main motivation behind it. Like that's why you seem to want to dive into this head first and really look at things. But let's take a look at the challenge, the potential challenge or hurdle that you may face as you are doing this innovating. Okay, this is insane. Why do these cards keep like flying so violently out? Okay, hang on. Those flew a bit further out, so I have to go out and get them. Okay, so we have more Major Arcana. Not surprised there. So we have. Sorry, I thought that the card got a bit nicked there, but it didn't. So we have the Fool in reverse, and we have the Death card. The Death card came out after all. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. The level of Major Arcana coming out is insane. Okay, so this one is actually very straightforward as well, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this card or these cards. So with the Fool and the Death card, or the Fool coming out in reverse with the Death card, it's very clear that the main challenge you're going to face is this hesitation for things to change. I feel like you are ready to make some radical changes, or to really get down into it, like get deep in the trenches, if I can say it that way. But I don't think that the other person in this connection is quite as willing to do that, because with the Fool in reverse, it feels like this new direction, or this new chapter that you are wanting to launch or initiate, again, in whatever form that is for you. This whole new change seems to be something that scares the other person. And at least I feel very strongly that this whole energy is talking about the other person and their reaction to what it is that you're trying to innovate, right? How you are trying to look at everything and get everything out on the table. There's something that scares them about it, and so they may be resistant to undergoing this massive transformation within your relationship. So yeah, that seems to be the main challenge that you are going to face, where they may be somewhat hesitant to go along with these changes, and to kind of start working through things, or to even take a look at everything, right? The truth in its entirety. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is another card of change and movement. And it's the sort of change that is very unpredictable. The Wheel of Fortune is coming out upright, so it is actually positive change. It's talking about things starting to move along in a more positive way. But again, I feel this level of unpredictability that seems to be the main message here. And yeah, again, I just feel like this whole aspect of changing and of things kind of being up in the air and not fully decided is something that may again trigger the other person, and so they may act out in a somewhat unpredictable manner, or it may be difficult to get them to like come along with your plan. But anyway, we also have this conquer part to look at. So let's see how you can overcome this potential hurdle or challenge. Okay. So we have the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups coming out in reverse, and the Knight of Wands as the underlying energy. Okay, so I feel like how you can overcome this potential challenge is by shedding light on the sort of faulty foundation, or the unstable foundation that this relationship is on, or that it may even have been on already for some time. Because again, clearly there is a reason why this betrayal took place and why certain choices were made. And I feel like digging into the root causes of it, really looking at where the cracks are, is something that may help the other person, help your partner or the person in this connection with you to see why things cannot really continue the way that they were, or what was actually wrong with the picture initially. And yeah, I feel like it may help them to kind of break out of the illusion that everything was fine before, or that that things should just go back to the way that they were. Now, the Knight of Wands is the underlying energy here, and I feel like this is talking about you needing to be this inspiration, needing to be the one who kind of sets the stage or leads the way, because the Knight of Wands is someone who brings in a new idea, a new vision, and sort of invites everyone else along to follow suit, right? And the main way that they can do that is by, again, inspiring other people to see what their vision is, to see what is possible, to see what the future could bring. And so that's what I feel that could really help you, is by looking towards the future, by looking at the possibilities, by looking at how things can be improved, and really like highlighting how things can be better, and potentially even bringing out what it is that you feel would make the connection better, or what would make your lives better. Breaking the bubble of the illusion of the past is kind of what I want to say. And also, yeah, just building up this hope for a better future. Pile number 3. This was such a heavy-hitting reading. I wasn't expecting this at all, but hopefully it all made sense to you. Hopefully these messages gave you something meaningful. But we are going to close the reading out with some oracle card messages. These are going to be advice from Spirit, something that you can take with you from this reading. So let's see what Spirit wants you to know. Okay, so we got exactly 3 cards, and let's start off with the first one. You are growing into the person you are meant to be. I absolutely love this. I love this so much for you. Yeah, you are growing into the person you are meant to be. See, I feel like you being in this position of authority, or in this position of power where you get to decide how things go. Yeah, I feel like there is this whole process of like growth and development for you in it. And yeah, even though I know that it may not be the best consolation, because clearly you have gone through a really difficult and trying experience, and it hasn't been easy by any means, but I feel like the silver lining in it is that it is helping you become who you are meant to be, like this card very literally says. We also have embrace the creativity you have within you. You know, with this Knight of Wands energy, which I very strongly felt was talking about you, it's clear that you are in the space where you are coming up with solutions, new ideas, where you are starting to look at new possibilities and opportunities, and you are thinking outside of the box. You are really breaking the mold, I want to say. And I feel like this card is just Spirit's way of saying that you should really trust the ideas that you get, the solutions that you get, the things that you could try to like either patch things up and make things better, or if that's not what you want to do, then like find out what works for you, find out what sort of adventures you want to explore next. Like really embrace the creative solutions and ideas and inspirations that you get. Okay, and we also have don't rush yourself. There's joy in the journey. So yeah, I don't know why, but this card comes out so often, pretty much every single time I use this deck, I feel like. But yeah, it's just a reminder to be in the moment and to allow things to unfold as they want to allow things to go organically, because there is value and there is a lesson in it, usually, especially in the instances that we want to get through very quickly, that we don't want to sit in. Usually the biggest lessons are in the discomfort. But anyway, the underlying energy is trust your instincts to guide you toward your truth. Wow. I love this card. I really, really love this card. And I feel like it's a beautiful message to end your reading with. Because again, you seem to have everything within you. Your instincts are right. Your all of your creative ideas, these little nudges that you feel. I feel like Spirit is really just encouraging you to trust it, to follow it, because it seems like you know what you are doing, even if that's not true on a rational level. It feels like you are being driven, just like the Chariot, right? You are being driven by something more spiritual, something more divine. And I feel like you are led in the right place. So trust that and trust yourself, pile number 3. But oh my goodness, this was such a long reading. I apologize. I hope that these messages were entertaining to listen to at the very least, or that you got something from them. If you're still here, by the way, you made it all the way to this point, then please leave me a little mushroom. I hope that there is a mushroom emoji, but leave me a little mushroom emoji down in the comment section so that I would know that you made it all the way to this point, you watched it all the way through, and that you got something from these messages. I really love seeing you in the comment section. And I have missed connecting with you, so I hope to see you there. It was such an honor to read these cards for you and to deliver these messages, and I really hope that I did these messages justice. I also hope to see you back on this channel next Friday for some more messages, insight and fun. But in the meantime, please take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.